What is the biggest fail date you have ever had? Last year, I decided to shoot my shot and text a girl I'd had a class with the previous term. She was cute, funny in that quiet kind of way, and always smiled at my dumb jokes when we worked in a group. We never hung out outside of class, but I figured, why not? Worst case, I'd get ignored. Best case, I'd get a date. To my surprise, she texted back pretty quick, something like, "Sure, I was hoping I'd hear from you again." She said she was into bowling and joked that she'd crush me. So I suggested the local alley. She agreed, and we set a time for the next week. The day of, I pulled into the lot early. I spotted her sitting on the railing outside the front doors. She was scrolling her phone, swinging her legs, looking relaxed. I parked, got out, smiled, and walked over. That's when she looked up and said, "Oh, hey! I wasn't expecting to see you here." I laughed awkwardly. Thought maybe she was joking, maybe being flirty in some weird sarcastic way. I said something like, "Yeah, small world," and she laughed again, but not like it was a joke. More like she was trying to figure something out in real time. I offered to go inside and grab us a lane. She said sure, but added, "Hold on a bit. I asked a friend to meet me here too." When I asked who, she said it was her friend who had the same first name as me. My stomach dropped a little, but I tried to play it cool. I went inside, handed over some free passes I had saved up, laced up my shoes, and put our 3 names into the screen. Then I waited. 10 minutes passed. Then I got the text. It read, "Where are you? I really don't want to be stuck here with this guy I used to have class with." She meant me. I stared at my phone for a long second, processing the fact that she'd confused me with some other guy. Not just confused, she thought she was meeting someone else entirely, someone she liked, and now she was annoyed that I showed up instead. I thought about leaving, seriously considered it, but those passes were about to expire, and it was a Friday night, and I didn't want to waste it feeling like a doormat. So I replied, "Sorry, family emergency. I can't make it." 1 minute later, she came back inside. She walked over to my lane and smiled like nothing weird had just happened. I asked about her friend. "Oh, he's not coming," she said with a little shrug, like it was nothing. Then she glanced at the lane screen and said, "I'll just watch. I don't really like to bowl. I just came to see if my friend would show up. He's supposed to be really good." That was it. No apology, no acknowledgement of the text she'd sent. No recognition that she had dragged me out on what was supposed to be a date only to wait for another guy. Just sat there on the little bench by the ball return, watching me warm up. I threw a few frames, half-heartedly. She didn't say much, just scrolled her phone. Every time I rolled a strike or a spare, she'd make a little huh noise like she wasn't expecting it. After about 15 minutes, I stopped and sat down. "Well, if you're not going to bowl, there's not much point in staying," I said. I was really just going to get in some practice for a match. She looked at me like I'd just spoken Latin, then nodded. "Yeah, okay, cool." We said goodbye. She walked out. I finished the game alone. Never heard from her again. Didn't reach out either. Didn't see her around campus after that. I guess she'd moved on, or maybe she transferred. It still baffles me a little. Not just that she confused me for another guy, but that she was so sure the guy she wanted to see would just show up, and when he didn't, she acted like she hadn't just been texting about how miserable she was to be there with me. Every now and then, I think about that exact wording. This guy I used to have class with. Like I wasn't even a person she vaguely knew. Just a placeholder. A mistake in her contacts list. I guess I should be grateful I found out before the first frame.